and he'll be preaching for us this morning. And so we're honored that they're here to serve with us and to be with us in service this morning. We're going to start out, though. We'll do our penny march, and then I know Miss Bonnie has some announcements, and then we'll take up our offering. So we'll start with our penny march. Miss Bonnie, if you'll come up, and she's got some announcements for us this morning, and then we'll take up our regular tithes and offerings.
Morning. Okay, a couple things. First of all, we did a red room pickup from CAPS this past week, which means we got things in bulk, a lot more than normal. So if you, a couple of the items that we have a Mountain Dew Zero. I guess that means no sugar, Mountain Dew, but there's still caffeine, so just kind of that disclaimer for any of the kids. We also have literally a wall of chips back there, so please go and help yourself. And if you know a family in need, take some for them. We also have a microbial type of a spray, kind of like, I think it's like a Lysol, but it maybe works on surfaces. So that's back there, and those are in boxes in front of our wall of chips. So, make yourself at home, go back there and get, like I said, if you know people in need, take them. Take whatever they have. We have plenty to share. Okay, on July 10th, the morning of July 10th, we are going to be doing a VBS and Team Kid award ceremony. So make sure your little ones are here to be able to participate in that, and that'll be on July 10th. And then we have VBS coming, and my Sunday school class came in here a little early and passed out flyers. I can make plenty more copies for you to hand out. If you know of businesses that'll let you hang one in there, please do so. We need to get the word out now so everybody can make plans. Our theme this year is Wildwood Forest. So it's going to be a forest or the woods, and we're thinking a lot of decorations with camping and stuff like that. So that should be a lot of fun. So that's going to be July 24th through 28th. And we still could use some help. So if there's anybody who hasn't signed up, please sign up and I'll get a hold of you. And we'll probably do a real quick meeting in the next maybe week or so. I'm thinking if we meet at 6:40 on a Wednesday night, right before we have our, that gives everybody time to eat, and it'll just give us a couple minutes to talk. But I'll let you know for sure when that'll be. I may think about this here and then let Jonathan know at the end or something. It's the 24th through the 28th. On the 28th, that's our big celebration day. That's when we're going to have the world's largest slide, the slip and slide. We're going to have a couple blow-ups. We're going to have popcorn machine here. We're going to have all kinds of fun things for everyone. So we want everybody to come and invite their families to that. And we're going to have classes for all ages. So go ahead and spread the word there. And if you have any questions about anything, just get a hold of me.
Thank you, Miss Bonnie. This time we'll ask our ushers to come forward to take up our morning tithes and offerings. Brother Will Randall, would you open us in prayer over our offering, please? Well, let's get us a songbook this morning. We don't have Jason with us this morning, but that's okay. We still have hymnals for a reason, so let's put them to good use. Let's turn to page 115 in our new Songs of Inspiration. Let's think about some heaven this morning. To Canaan's land, I'm on my way where the soul never dies. My darkest night will turn to day where the soul never dies. Dear friends, farewell. No tear denies. Where all is love and the soul never dies. A rose is blooming there for me where the soul never dies, and I will spend eternity where the soul never dies. No sad farewells, no tear denies, where all is love and the soul never dies. I'm on my way to that fair land where the soul never dies, where there will be no parting and the soul never dies. No sad farewells, no tear denies, where all is love and the soul never dies. Let's go to page 116. Will they tell me of a home beyond the skies? Will they tell me of a home far away? Will they tell me of a home where no storm clouds rise? Will they tell me of an unclouded day? Oh, the land of cloudless day. Oh, the land of an unclouded sky. Oh, they tell me of a home where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an unclouded day. Oh, they tell me of a home where my friends have gone. Oh, they tell me of that land far away, where the tree of life in eternal bloom sheds its fragrance through the unclouded day. Oh, the land of cloudless day. Oh, the land of an unclouded sky. Oh, they tell me of a home where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an unclouded day. Oh, they tell me that he smiles on his children there, and his smile drives their sorrows all away. And they tell me that no tears ever come again in that lovely land of unclouded day. Oh, the land of cloudless day. Oh, the land of an unclouded sky. Oh, they tell me of a home where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an unclouded day. Let's end with page 130, Sweet Beulah Land. We're so thankful for the promise of heaven. We're so thankful for Jesus sending his son so that he could go and prepare a place for us. This world gets more wicked every day, and it's just like we just want to go home a little bit more every day. But I'm so thankful for that promise that he's given us for those that know him as their personal Savior. Well, this morning, let's make each other welcome in the house of the Lord, and make sure to talk to Brother Luke and his family this morning and all of our visitors. Because once you're here, after the first time, you're family. So here we go. There's a happy land of promise over in the great beyond, where the saints of earth shall soon their glory share, and the souls of men shall enter and live on forevermore. Everybody will be happy over there. Well, everybody will be happy, will be happy over there. We will shout and sing his praise. Everybody will be happy over there. Mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers will be singing round that throne. Well, this morning, again, we are certainly glad to have you in the house of the Lord, and it's always a blessing to be able to come into his house and worship with his people. We know we've had to deal with that sometimes when we've not been able to assemble together, but it's a blessing. It's a beautiful day that the Lord has given us. And we know we have so many things on our hearts and our minds to pray about and to petition God for this morning. We've got praises, we've got victories, we've got trials too. And God knows all of those, and he knows our hearts. So this morning, instead of taking prayer requests, we're just going to ask any and all of those that would like to come to the altar this morning to come on down and just make your petitions known to God. And we'll just ask him to usher his spirit into this place, to be with the message that he gives Brother Luke, but also to be with us, that we'd be responsive to what he would have us to do. So this morning, if you'd like to come to the altar, and we'll go to the Lord in prayer. Dear God, we come before you today, and we ask that you just fill this place with your spirit. God, may you remind us what it's like to serve you and to be a Christian. God, we just ask that you remind us of that sweet joy of our salvation. God, we know there's people that are struggling and that you're going through trials and battles and tribulations, whether it be financial or physical or what have you, God. God, we just ask that you deal with those situations as you see fit. God, we lay them before the altar and sacrifice them to you, because you told us that every need that we have would be supplied by our Father who loves us. God, if there's someone here today that doesn't know you as their personal Savior, I pray that today be the day of salvation. God, if there's someone here that has drawn away from you in whatever season of their life, God, I pray that they just draw closer to you today. And just restore unto them the joy of their salvation, their strength for the journey. God, we know that you know that this journey is rough and hard, but you are so gracious to forgive us and to be there with us no matter what we're going through. So we just thank you and we praise you for all things. Be with this service, be with those that sing, be with the one that brings the message. May it go to glorify and edify who you are and what you mean to us. In your name I pray. Amen. Well, this time we're going to change over into our service, and we're going to open the floor up. If anyone has a song on their heart this morning that God's given you to sing, okay, I think John and Kennedy are going to sing for us. Feel like the sword of the stone here.
If you're happy and you know it's up in your hands. If you're happy and you know it's in your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and your face is surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, and your face is surely showing. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, say amen. Amen. If you're happy and you know it, say amen. Amen. If you're happy and you know it, and your face is surely showing. If you're happy and you know it, say amen. Amen.
Awesome job. Awesome job. Anyone else? I know that's a hard group to follow, but anyone else?
Not much in name, some had fortune, some had fame, but this man means so much more to me. Just the mention of his name, from the mountains to the sea, oh, there's power in this Jesus, he gave his life for all. Jesus, he's there whenever I call, and he cares for my every need. When I'm hungry, he feeds me. When I've lost my way, he leads me. Oh, there's power in this man, Jesus. Men worship many things, fancy houses, diamond rings, but none compares to this man, Jesus. For he hung on a cross, gave his life for a world that was lost, and he lives today. This man, Jesus. Jesus, he gave his life for all. Jesus, he's there whenever I call, and he cares for my every need. When I'm hungry, he feeds me. When I've lost my way, he leads me. Oh, there's power in this man, Jesus. Jesus, he gave his life for all. Jesus, he's there whenever I call, and he cares for my every need. When I'm hungry, he feeds me. When I've lost my way, he leads me. Oh, there's power in this man, Jesus.
Thank you. That's one of my favorite songs that Miss Kate sings. Anyone else have a song in their heart this morning? Arnold, you have one?
There are some things I may not know. There are some places I can go, but I am sure of this one thing. My God is real, for I can feel Him in my soul. My God is real, He's real in my soul. My God is real, for He has was and He made me whole. His love for me is like pure gold. My God is real, for I can feel Him in my soul. Some folks may doubt, some folks may scorn, all may go wrong. Just leave me alone. But as for me, I'll take God's part. For my God is real, for I can feel Him in my soul. My God is real, He's real in my soul. My God is real, for He has washed and He made me whole. His love for me is like pure gold. My God is real, for I can feel Him in my soul. I cannot tell just how you felt when Jesus took your sins away. But since that day, and ever since that hour, my God's been real, for I can feel His holy power. My God is real, He's real in my soul. My God is real, for He has washed and He made me whole. His love for me is like pure gold. My God is real, for I can feel deep in my soul. Father, hear the clay saying, mold me in thy way, that I may share this love instilled in me. With skillful hands perform the task, just like me. Lord's all I ask. And Father, let your Spirit breathe on me. I'm just a handful of clay, the potter found along the way, and I'll never know what Jesus sees in me. Oh, I won't try to understand, just be yielded in your hands. And all I ask, dear Lord, is let me be like me. Now my trials just just hearten me, that others see my faith in thee. Dear Lord, don't let me stray away too far. A vessel filled up to the brim, spilling your love all over them. And just like thee, I long to be, and Lord, that's all. I'm just a handful of clay, the potter found along the way, and I'll never know what Jesus sees in me. But I won't try to understand, I'll just be yielded in your hands. And all I ask, dear Lord, is let me be like thee. And all I ask, dear Lord, is let me be like thee. Let's make Brother Luke welcome this morning to bring some message.
We're certainly thankful to be here this morning. Just being here for this short amount of time, y'all have already helped me a lot. Y'all just pray for me. I'm a little nervous. I just want to do what he wants me to do this morning. But I sure am thankful for the songs you've already sung. They're super spiritual. I felt them. I'm thankful this morning that I got a heavenly home to go to. I'm thankful this morning that he saw fit to save my soul one day. And I'm thankful that if you're here this morning and you're lost and you need him, that he will save you this morning. I'm thankful this morning for his sweet spirit. Y'all just pray for me and pray for this service. I've come to love this church. Every time I come, I get a blessing. But y'all pray for me. I know I might be a little different. I know I might sound a little different. There's a lot of times I get so excited, I cry, and I'm hard to understand. But y'all just pray for me. I want to do exactly what he wants me to do. I just want you to pray for me this morning. But I might start by telling you my testimony. I'm just a boy from the mountains of Harlan, Kentucky. And when I was little, I didn't really grow up in church. I was brought up in a rough household, if I'm being honest. But the Lord saw fit, and he had enough mercy that he brought me all the way down to Speedwell, Tennessee. And it continued on, and I got to go into church there, and I'll be honest, there was the church I went to wasn't the right one. I'll put it that way. But I went about it, and I went on, and I repeated after a man what to say. And let me tell you this morning, that is not how you get it this morning. And I went on, and I read off a card, and I tried to get saved that way. But I'll tell you, I went on, and I met who is my wife now, and y'all know Brother Israel. I went to a revival, and he preached that night, and I can remember I hung on to the back of the pew with all of my might. The Spirit passing by, it was drawing me to come to the altar, and it would come and tell me to go, and I would just sit there like this and hold on with everything in me. And the first night of that revival, I went home, and I went home lost, and I knew that. And And I laid in my bed that night scared to death I was going to die. But I tell you, the Lord had even more mercy upon me. He let me come back one more night. If I would have died any point in my life between there and then, I would have died and went to hell. But He saw fit that I made it back there that night, and Brother Israel was preaching, and I remember I had to go up there. Well, I went up there, and I got down, and I prayed, and I got back up, and I was as lost as I could be. I didn't surrender when I went down the first time. But I remember there was a second time that night was 10 minutes right behind the first time. I got down, and I don't even know what I said, but I know that the Lord took my sin away. I know that the Lord saved my soul that night, and I ain't been the same since. But my life goes on, and I moved to Louisville, and I got married, and the Lord called me to preach, and that was a feat in itself. I remember when He done it, I ran as hard as I could the opposite direction. But He saw fit. He loved me enough He let me come back, and I announced my calling to preach, and He's been blessing me ever since. But I'm just thankful to be here this morning, and I want to go where He wants me to go. But as you know, I just had a newborn. He's only 2 weeks old. But as I sat in the hospital, I was reading a little bit, and I was scrolling and looking at pictures on Facebook, mainly of church services and pictures of my preaching brothers and me. Well, I went down through every one of those pictures, and I seen myself holding this Bible just like this, smiling in a picture, and me. And the thought came to me, don't be a church mannequin. I know that sounds a little funny, but I stood in those pictures and I held this thing like a prop. I'll be honest with you. Most of the pictures I held this Bible in, I was as far away as I could be. But I stood there and I held this Bible and I smiled and I put on a show and I acted like I was okay. Well, this morning, you don't have to do that. And I'll be honest with you, church, I've been in a rough spot for a little over a month now, but I'm starting my way back up the mountain. I'm feeling it, and a lot of that has to do with today. A lot of that has to do with the song sang. But I love you this morning, but you don't have to be that way. You don't have to be fake. I'm talking about me. That's the only one I know about, but I looked at all those pictures and I seen, I could tell you which one I was away from God, but I stood there and I held that Bible like a prop and I acted like I was okay, and I wasn't. But this morning, maybe you were like me when I was lost. I acted like I went to church. I acted like I was a Christian. I put on the church clothes. I acted like I was saved, and everybody didn't know no different except for God, but it went on and I got saved. Maybe you're like that this morning. Maybe you know you don't got it. Maybe you've been acting this whole time, but I'm telling you this morning, if He's knocking on your heart, He wants to save you this morning. But y'all just pray. I'm not a very long preacher at the moment, but y'all just pray for me. If you'd get a song, would that be okay? I love you this morning. I really do, and I'm thankful for each and every one of you.
Let's stand for this time of invitation. Dear Lord, I'll be
Wants to help you this morning, just come. I'll tell you what, I'll be right there waiting on you. If you want to come pray with me, 'cause I'm definitely going to have to pray.
I know that I'm not worthy, Lord, of Thee. My eyes of faith, I see Thee upon the cross of Calvary. Dear Lord, I cry, let me Thy servant be. cost me great work for you. You know, this morning, Brother Luke shared from his heart. He shared his testimony, and you know, there are so many things in our lives that come against us. We've all been through trials, we know that. But Jesus is always there to help us get through whatever we're going through. And He will always be there to support us and to guide us this morning. And it's not about the length of the sermon, and it's not about what was said, but it's about the spirit that it was said in. And so this morning, if you're just struggling with anything, just come to the altar and give it to Him, because He's the one that's worthy of it. And be something, a useful vessel that He can use. That's all He's looking for. He doesn't want you filled up with this world. He doesn't want you filled up. He just wants you filled with His love and His grace and His mercy, and be a useful vessel for Him. Jesus, use me, and oh Lord,